Hey y'all, it's Jo from Squamish here. Today we're going to talk about how to progress to some bigger rock rolls. So for all you sports fans out there, I've got a few key skills that I'll try to break down for you. I think it's really important to develop a bit of a track stand before you head out onto the bigger rock slabs. This will just give you a bit more confidence with balance at slow speed. So what I do is I just find a flat area and I turn my wheel, hop up into a bit of a balance, and I see how long I can go for. Here I'm really feeling the balance between my pedals and the brakes. I'm staring at a point on the ground to keep myself steady. See how long you can go for. All right, so when I arrive at a rock slab trail for the first time, or if I haven't ridden it in a while, I really want to check out my grip before I even put my tires on it. So sometimes I'll actually walk down this slab and test it out with my foot. When I came here initially, I actually did think it was quite slippery and I was a little nervous, but now that I test it with my foot, I'm like, we got traction for days. As I roll in, I'm gonna go nice and slow. I'm gonna test my front brake right away. That's gonna really help me go slow on this rock slab, is lots of front brake. Looking ahead, woohoo! It's really important to get comfortable with some steeper rock rolls. So this is where you're letting off your brakes and letting your bike roll down a slab. And the technique I use, I call it a peak and a push down. So I'm kind of bringing my chin over my stem and peeking down my line, and then really driving my front end of the bike down the roll and letting off those brakes. You encounter these all over the place on those bigger rock roll slabs. An important thing about riding big rock slabs is your speed at the beginning and then your run out. So for a slab that we have here, I really want to start out as slow as possible and stay as slow as possible using my front brake and trying to limit my slide in the rear right until the end, because your run out really is the most important part. The whole time down the rock face, I'm really staring at that corner I have to get around, because that ends up being way more important than the feature itself. So on a rock face, you can always speed up, but you cannot always slow down. We have to start slow. So it's often as the rock rolls get more complex that we have to be a lot more delicate with our braking work. So we'll have times where you can be really on the front brake and then you have to ease it off, and right here I'll probably have to ease off the brakes a little bit, but then I really want to have a nice pause. Again, that track standing skill comes into hand. And then as I go over the dip, it'll get steeper, and there'll be a moment where I'll actually have to let off the brakes and prepare for my run out and prepare for my corner. So I'm always modulating my brakes. My wheels are always rolling and never locked up, but it's a delicate process as you brake. Not all rocks are simple and straight. Some get pretty rowdy at the bottom. So my trick for this is you want to stay in a tall, neutral position and chin over the stem for as long as possible. And then when you get into the rowdy section, you can then have a bit more range of motion to lower your body weight and use your arms and legs as suspension. If we start out too low, we have nowhere to go. Thanks everyone for joining me on the Slabs in Squamish today. I hope you take some tips and enjoy getting out on those bigger rocks. Just remember to breathe. Take a deep breath in before you hop on a slab and enjoy the ride.